Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today we are watching Freeker in his Montana and he's on the map hotspot in a 3-point domination game mode. Now the matchmaker was a little bit drunk again this game. Freeker's team has 3 tier 10 battleships and the enemy team has 1 tier 10 and 2 tier 9 battleships. Otherwise the teams I think are pretty fair, but yeah. Well, sometimes these games happen. Now, the Montana is well, I think it would be a nice ship in a world where there is no Yamato. The Japanese tier 10 battleship is just better. Unfortunately, well, I don't have the Yamato or the Montana. I'm still at tier 9. But from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's just that the Yamato can penetrate a well-angled Montana, and a Montana cannot penetrate a well-angled Yamato. Now, later in this game, we will actually see a nice duel between the Montana and the Yamato, so stay tuned for that. Now, let's talk a little bit about this battle. So Freeker started here, and he's going, well, in a more centralized location. You never want to drive your battleship inside point C. There are too many islands. This is destroyer country, and there are 4 enemy destroyers around here, so you could go here to the outskirts, but I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, if you are somewhere around here, you can assist in the battle on this point, but after that you are just stuck on the edge of the map and it will take you a long time to get anywhere back in the battle. So it's, I think, much better to go to a more centralized location, wait how the game develops, and from this position you are able to support everywhere where you are needed. Now they have a friendly destroyer taking B here and hopefully providing some cover. He's using smoke because he's hunted by enemy planes, I've seen. And yeah, there is an enemy Otaku who has tried very bravely to take point A, but if you drive in there, you have a problem. It's not easy to turn around here, and if you want to drive all the way in and out here, then yeah, you're getting sunk. He was kind of forced to present his broadside because there was just no other escape route, and this Otaku got shredded by the massive friendly force here. Now the enemy battleships, they don't want to push inside this point, and considering there's a destroyer here that makes sense, but if they are going this long route here, I mean, even if they engage a force here and win, it will take them a long time until they can get somewhere where they can capture a point or something. So if those battleships go out here, they won't be doing anything for a long time. But then again, I mean, they are probably the tier 9 battleships who are scared to engage the Yamatos head-on, scared of this destroyer, and yes, in case of these battleships, I'd probably also have tried to go somewhere in the center. The friendly destroyer here was forced out of that point, then enemy destroyer somewhere around here. We also see the torpedoes coming in. And the enemies even have a slight lead at this point, ship-wise, but friendly team has to capture points. And point C is pretty much lost, but they are taking B, and there is not really a threat to A, because those ships, as I said, will take those battleships a long time to drive all the way around here. Even if they can defeat the friendly battleships here, it's a long time till they could take a point. Good news, there goes 1 enemy destroyer. And hopefully they'll get the second. Oh yes. So Freeker got his second kill, and now B is secure. There is no immediate threat towards A. Those two battleships, they might even win this engagement because they are higher tier. So Freeker decides to intercept the force coming probably from C. And we know the enemy Yamato was spotted somewhere around here earlier, I think. And look at that, there is a Zhao. The Zhao is a good ship. But it would seem like he's... well, he isn't showing completely broadside yet, but... oh, he's turning. Well... it's not the right way to turn. But yeah, I mean, there was an island in his way, so... that happens if you show your broadside with tier 10 battleship. And secondaries got the killing blow. So we are at 3 kills now. One dangerous enemy dealt with. And yeah, this battle looks pretty solid. Don't think the enemy battleships here can do anything. And yeah, this force here is probably also not enough to take B. Now, Yamato is almost at full health. It's a very dangerous enemy to engage with your Montana. And Freeker asked in chat for help. I think the friendly carrier responded, and so there'll probably be planes incoming at some point in... and there is still an island somewhat protecting Freeker. The good news is there aren't really any enemies in a position to help here. And yeah, the friendly team is, I think, completely winning the left flank by now. Yep. Unfortunately, the island was a little too high. He was hoping to lob those shells over the island and score maybe some hits in the broadside of the Yamato. There is a catapult. There was a catapult fighter in the air spotting him, so there was probably no reason to stay there and try to ambush the Yamato when he comes sailing around this corner. I think he was slowing down here for a moment, hoping the Yamato would come around, showing his broadside, and he'd figured might be a good chance to deal a lot of damage to the enemy. And yeah, unfortunately the Yamato is now angling, and that's bad. I have to say the Yamato is a beautiful ship to look at, and so is the Montana. Out this. This is a horrible angle to be shooting at the Yamato, unfortunately, but there's nothing he can do. I'm not sure, maybe he was actually aiming for the guns in the hopes of disabling them, because that would really make a difference. It seems the Yamato is turning, so he probably wants to use his rear gun as well. I don't really agree with that decision. If you keep your Yamato well angled, you should have no problem dealing with the Montana. And Freeker received some very big hits here. Secondaries are blazing away at each other. And there are some friendly dive bombers incoming, so there is a little bit of support on the way, but I'm not sure if those dive bombers will do a lot. The enemy is burning from Freaker's secondaries already. And there was a citadel hit. This was a nice hit. And the enemy Yamato still isn't really angry. He's trying to turn now, I think. But... yep, too little, too late. And the Montana won that battle. Montana won that battle mostly because the enemy Yamato insisted on showing his broadside because he wanted to fire his one back turret. Yeah. That's that Yamato. And friendly CV helped a bit. I'm not sure how much damage those dive bombers did, but I guess every bit helps. And now there are only 2 enemies left, so it's just a little bit of cleanup, and this is a 1 battle. Now, the win isn't that surprising considering they had an advantage, I think, with fun matchmaking. But still, it was, I think, a decent match to watch. And those shots look pretty nice. There you go. There is the Kraken. There's a Citadel hit. And yeah, pretty soon we will have the win. Only a destroyer left. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the points, the enemy destroyer might just be running away now and not wanting to die. I really enjoyed this duel in the end. I mean, the Yamato might be the more powerful ship, but if you aren't careful, you can still lose such a duel. Now let's take a look at the results. Freeker managed to get 2600 base experience in his Montana, which was pretty decent, and yeah, it was a nice match to watch, I think. It was pretty well played from the friendly team, and it had, I think, a really nice duel between the Montana and the Yamato there. Freeker managed to unleash the Kraken, got a few Citadel hits in. It's like 150,000 damage, and it was a nice battle to watch. I hope you enjoyed it. I surely did. And I see you guys next time.